Hello, everybody. So this is just a quick one because I did previously say that I would just touch on, getting clear on why you are doing what you're doing because, you either get clear on it or you'll stay stuck or you're likely to drop off because motivation will fade. So, if you don't find or know or figure out why you're getting started, like what is the point, you're not likely to stick to it because motivation does fade, whereas your sort of reason why is going to be your driver. It's going to be what keeps you going. Now, sort of part one to this is thinking about your pain, basically. What pain or negative point or what thing in your head are you no longer willing to tolerate? Now, what pain are you no longer willing to tolerate? What mindset, what thought, what problem are you, like, what does hitting rock bottom look like to you? What are you no longer willing to face or tolerate or just sick of feeling? Now, whether that's low energy, you're sick of not having any energy, you're sick of feeling uncomfortable in your body, in your clothes, especially when clothes are tight, you try to sit down, you're always wearing oversized t-shirts, baggy trousers, whatever uncomfortable looks like or feels like to you. Are you sick of your health issues, sick of taking all that medication because you've got diabetes and the NHS website is telling you to eat starchy carbs and, and it's not quite the right information and you don't quite know how to get off this medication. Are you sick of having loads of inflammation around your joints, not feeling very confident about yourself? Like, what are you sick of? Are you sick of just not being able to do anything yourself, not go anywhere, not have the confidence to anywhere? And what happens, let me ask you, what happens if nothing changes in 1 year? What does your life look like? How do you feel about yourself? How do others view you? Do you care what other people think? Who are you letting down? So that's sort of part one of what I like to talk about when people first come in to chat to me is, well, if you're not sure what the point is, then maybe start with thinking about, well, what are your pain points? Like, what are you sick of? And what are you willing to do about it? And then the second part is actually, okay, so what do we want to do? Like, what do we want to move towards? What do you actually want? Do you want better energy, more strength, therefore more independence as you get older, more confidence to go off for a walk by yourself without worries of trips, slips and falls? Are you wanting to feel pretty good in your costume or a cute little bathing suit for when you go on holiday? Like, it's something that we don't really talk about that often, but like with your partner, like, do you want to feel good and confident and sexy? Dare I say that on a podcast? Too late. I've said it. I'm not taking it back now because it is still a big part of it. Like, you've spent all this time being a mom or a dad or, a coach or a boss or whatever to someone. Like, you need to do a little bit for you. So, what's the pain you want to move away from? What's the pleasure you want to move towards? And we talk about this a lot. Now, you can apply this to anything, by the way, not just your health and fitness. We talk about this in business. We talk about it in our own fitness journey. So us as coaches, we have the same thought process. So I'm just passing the things I've learned onto you guys. So what are you sick of, and what do you actually want? What do you want to gain, and what would your life look like if you actually took action and this worked? And then sort of the next step is, okay, right, this is what you don't want and this is what you do want. Now we need to find a way to keep ourselves accountable. And you need to be accountable to yourself first. So building up that self-confidence, that self-efficacy. You need to be accountable to the goals that you're setting. And you need to be accountable to your coach if you get one. So, for example, my guys tell me what their goals are, or they come during the consultation. We also do goal setting as a group. So you're accountable to your coach and you're accountable to each other. And also, I am going to throw this in there, you're accountable to the investment that you've made. When you hire a personal trainer or you join a small group personal training gym like my guys have, so that's what I run, is a small group personal training gym. It's a private facility, and I'm going to say it is a big investment. You have to invest in this because that then makes you accountable for doing what you said you would. You've paid for this, so don't waste it, kind of thing. Sorry, I do kind of get to the point on that because it baffles me that, you some people come forward, they invest, and then they don't do what they said they would. I'm like, you are literally accountable to your bank account, and accountable to yourself, your goals, and me as your coach. Now, the great thing about this is that because of all these different touch points of accountability, all these different areas of accountability, even on bad days and weeks, you will still show up. You will do something. Something is better than nothing, even if that's just coming and sitting for 20 minutes on some cardio, or just maybe lifting a little bit lighter, maybe having sort of like a deload week where you reduce the weights, reps, sets, or whatever that might look like. And the thing is that you keep moving forward. You keep moving forward. And then we need to start looking at structure. So that's where your coach comes in. And that's where someone like me will really help you out with, you don't need to be perfect, you just need a plan. And we're there to help you with a training plan. So that's our bread and butter. We'll talk you through the training program, especially at Evolve Health and Fitness. There's a 4-week conditioning phase. You'll get a gym logbook where you record absolutely every lift that you do, and the progression of weights, reps and sets. And there's a clear trajectory and a clear line of progression that you're going to work towards. Obviously, it can be adapted depending on the person's mobility, injury, experience, skill level, fitness level. But that's where, the coach should come in and provide some sort of structure. So you don't need to worry about that. You just have to, stay accountable to attending. And then we also give you structure for your nutrition as well. Now, the way I work it here is I get you in for your first 4 weeks just to kind of mentally prepare you and get you in, get you used to the group, get you used to the training and let your body adapt to that. Feel pretty good about yourself after 4 weeks. Let me tell you, you will be feeling pretty good about yourself. And then that's when I start nudging you towards the nutrition side of things. So we have a nutritionist called Callum Walker, and he has provided some absolute gold for nutrition. And it is heavily based around insulin. So whether you're diabetic or not, this will help. The way that we look at food helps to reduce inflammation, insulin resistance. It reduces bloating. You'll get more energy. You're fuller for longer. And yeah, you will just feel... You'll feel incredible about yourself. And I know that because everything that Callum teaches you guys, me as your coach, I've also had to apply to myself. And that's just one of the things that Callum sets for me to do, is that I have to apply the nutrition and the training to myself before I then pass it on. So the proof's in the pudding. Now, I can only meet you halfway. And this is what I always tell people, I have to meet you halfway. So I can provide the training, the nutrition, the facility, the guidance, the encouragement. But then you have to also make time, prioritize yourself, and create small routines. If it's not scheduled, it probably won't happen. So now that you've listened to this, taking all those things into consideration, just a quick recap on it for you. So obviously moving away from your pain, what are you no longer willing to tolerate? To moving towards pleasure. So what is it you want to achieve? What happens if nothing changes in 1 year? Or what does your life look like if this does work? Maybe answer them questions, write it down. Remember what you're accountable to. So that's yourself, your goals, me as your coach or a coach, and the investment that you've made. And remembering that there is going to be a structure when you do hire a coach. Now, with all that in mind, it might be worth now sitting down, now that you've just listened to this and it's fresh in your mind, quickly write it down and just get clear on what your why is today. Write it down and come back to it when things are getting tough or when you're ready to sort of give up and your motivation slips. This is much bigger than fitness. It's more than just beach abs. It's more than just, oh yeah, I just want to get fitter and healthier and stronger. Yeah, but why? Why do you want to do it? Is it because you want to start going on active holidays with your friends and family? You want to start living for you, enjoying the next season of your life? You want independence for as long as possible? You want to get off that medication? You want to reduce pain and inflammation? Like, what's the reason why? Anyway, I'll leave it there. So this is much bigger than just simple fitness. What are you no longer willing to tolerate? And what does life look like in a year's time if you actually did what you said you were going to do?